Hey, how's it going, guys? Devon here again. Today I have a video I've wanted to do for you guys for a while now. I've always wanted to explain an app and be able to go through. I just wasn't technologically sure how I would be able to do that, but I found a way to screen record and put my voice over the video so I can explain what I'm actually doing. And now that I'm kind of figuring out things more technologically, it's making this a lot easier, and I can kind of share this information with you in a much easier way for me, and it looks much cleaner on your guys' side as well. So what I have for you today is a video on how to use the Robinhood app. It's sort of a review, not really. This is geared towards beginners and just showing people how to buy stocks and invest money into the stock market using the Robinhood brokerage. So with all that said, let's get into it. Alright, here we are live in the Robinhood app. So what I'm going to do in this video is sort of going to be a tutorial, but I'm going to keep it sort of light so it's more geared towards beginners. So the first thing I want to show everybody how to do is how to find a company. So say I want to find an individual stock. We'll take a look at Realty Income. This is a company that I owned earlier in the year. I've since sold. It is a real estate company. They pay dividends every month. It's a nice company to own, and I plan to buy them again. Within the Robinhood app, you can see their trends over the last day, week, month, 3 months, year, and 5 years. I wish it went back further, but 5 years is enough to work with within the Robinhood app, and you really can and should go outside of the Robinhood app, Google the company, do some research on the company, go to marketwatch.com and look at the company's financials, and really find out more about the company than what Robinhood has to show you. This is a beginner's app, and it's very easy to use and understand, and they try and keep it light. So it is good for all intents and purposes of buying a stock. But the research side of it, as you will see, is somewhat lacking, but they do a pretty decent job. So if I scroll down to their stats, you can see what they opened at today, what their high and low was today, as well as their 52-week highs and their 52-week lows. It shows you their price to earnings ratio, which is their price per share divided by their earnings per share. Right now, Realty's is really inflated, and typically you're going to look for a PE ratio in single digits under 10. Now, looking at their dividend yield, this isn't always true to form on the Robinhood app because they don't constantly update it, because it has to do with how much they're paying in dividends as it relates to their share price. And especially right now, the share prices are really volatile, so we can't be expecting the Robinhood app to update all of these dividends. That's something you're going to have to go onto Google and do for yourself. But if we continue to scroll down here, you can see what analysts are saying about each company, why bulls are saying the company is going to grow and increase in value and why you should buy it, and then why bears think the stock is going to do just the opposite and why you should sell it, or why it's going to go down in value. If we keep going down, we can see the earnings of the company. This is the earnings per share, how much each share is generating in revenue, and the lighter colored dot is what is expected to happen, and then the darker colored dot is what actually happens. So for example, we can see in quarter 4, they were expected to be around 30 cents a share, and they came in at around 80 cents a share. When this happens, it typically inflates the stock price, which is really good for the company and the shareholders. You can see similar lists. So if I wanted to look at a real estate list, I could and find all of these companies, and I can go here and look at many more. And this is similar to what I just covered in my video of the sectors. Real estate is one of the 11 sectors, and you can find all of the other sectors on Robinhood as well. But if you keep going down back to the Realty Income stock page, you can see similar stocks that people are also buying. And you can see down here in the history where I actually did own it, and it paid me monthly dividends of 23 cents per share, and I sold it at $78 on February 3rd. And if you keep going down, it'll tell you more about the company, but as I said before, I really do recommend Googling it and seeing what these stocks are outside of the Robinhood app. This is a great app to buy stocks, but it isn't the best app for researching stocks. So if I wanted to buy a share of Realty right now, which I don't, I want to wait about another few days and see if it goes back down into the 40s. It's been on a downtrend all week, and it's went down 9% today So I would like to see it at around $46 or $47, and then I will be much more comfortable buying it, even though I'm already very comfortable buying it at 51. But I would like to I'm maybe being a little greedy with it, but I'm okay with that. If I have to buy it at 53, or not 43, 53, and it ends up biting me in the butt, I'm okay with that. I bought it at 53. I think it's going to go above 53 regardless. I'm just looking at the trend this week. But if I wanted to buy it, I would hit the trade button. I would hit buy. And then if I was okay with paying a market price for it, which is the fluctuating price, I would put however many shares I want, say 1. I would hit review, and it would tell me that I don't have enough money. If you can see in the top left corner, it says I have $28.52 available. That's cash in my account, and I need to deposit about another $25. The cool thing about Robinhood is you can have instant access of up to $1,000 on any purchase like this. So they would automatically put the $25 in my brokerage account so I could buy the share. But I'm not going to do that right now. So if I wanted a different type of order, they have a limit order. This is another one that I would recommend for beginners, and the only other one of the different types of conditional orders. Say I wanted to only pay $51 for this stock, I would put that in, and it would go through the trading hours, just when I want it to execute. Sure, I can do it during market hours. How long I want to keep this trade in force. So if I want it to stay for a couple months, that I can get them whenever they dip below 51, or just today, I can choose that. And then it goes to this screen. And again, I hit review, and it's going to tell me that I don't have enough money. Now, if you see the difference of what it says I had to deposit from the market order to the limit price, it is different because it takes a percentage in case it fluctuates during the market order and makes you put in a little bit more that way. So if you want to put less in, use the limit order. It'll still get filled. If you want to buy in fractional shares, that's something that Robinhood just put on. You have to have had the app for a little bit to do that, but you can also do this. So say I wanted to buy $25 worth of realty income, I can do it in that way, but I'm not going to do that right now. I do like buying in shares, but sometimes you want to buy, say I wanted to buy $100 worth of Amazon because I don't have $2,000 to buy a share of Amazon, then I can do that. And fractional shares are a really cool thing that Robinhood just instituted, and I'll have more videos talking about that later. But anyway, to look at more important ways to use Robinhood, I'll go back to the search bar and say I want to find bonds, because bonds are a different type of thing to invest in. Realty income would be a stock, an individual stock. Say I wanted a bond. I just search bonds, and I look at different bond ETFs. So these are investing in bonds through an index fund, but I can also look at index funds for stocks. So Vanguard is a popular brokerage, and luckily you can buy their ETFs through Robinhood. So say I wanted to buy into the S&P 500 Vanguard ETF, which its ticker name is VOO. You can see where it has been in the past year and the upward trajectory it was on and where it is now. So if you wanted to diversify yourself and buy the entire S&P 500 or a kind of conglomeration of it, you would buy the VOO ETF. This is kind of diversifying you and protecting you from risk. Instead of buying one specific S&P 500 stock, you're taking a lot of the big American companies, buying them at the same time, and buying more of an average of them. So that's how you buy an index fund with Robinhood. You can look them up on Google and then find them in the search bar, and that's how you're looking at index funds. Another important feature would be to go to this page, and you can see your account history, what has been bought, what dividends you've earned, and what you have sold. Additionally, I will include this free stock screen. If you choose to use someone's referral link or someone accepts your referral link, you will get a screen similar to these three cat heads. Instead, it will be just question marks in the box. You'll scratch one of them off like it's a lottery ticket, and it will tell you what stock you get. Typically, it ranges from between $5 and $10 in value, but sometimes, and I've had friends get shares of Uber or Lyft, which are about $30 in value, and it is possible for you to get a share of Facebook, which is about $200 in value. If you want to use my link to join Robinhood. We will both get a free stock, and I'll put that in the description. But also feel free to use one of your friends' links if you want to do that. It's really up to you guys. I just recommend it because it is free money. Now, you're not able to sell that share back into the market for 3 days, and you can't pull the cash out of your Robinhood account from that free share for 30 days. Those are two notable disclaimers. But that is a basic guide of how to do buying stocks in Robinhood and using